police say they want to talk with the Dallas Cowboys player about a murder investigation.
Dallas police sources told us that their investigators want to speak with Kelvin Joseph, although they gave no indication about his potential involvement with the case.
So last night I got a very interesting tweet from one of my followers at Austin Pune, who tagged me on Twitter saying, "Have you seen the Kelvin Joseph news?" When I asked him no, I didn't, he said he's apparently involved in a murder investigation. After that, I did a little bit of digging and I wanted to wait until some more statements were out in regards to the situation, because I'm hoping that what he might be accused of, or the reason why people are interested in him, isn't because he's the man behind a truly horrific incident. So before we get to the content, we've announced our latest giveaway winner on my community tab today. Congratulations to my man Proforce. Congratulations on winning $500. Thank you for subscribing and having your notifications on. Our next giveaway winner is probably going to be a lot easier to do. All you have to do is follow me on Twitter at MicrophoneNFL, and a link to that's in the description down below. Now that we got all that out of the way, break! Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? It has been a very difficult offseason to be a Dallas Cowboys fan. Believe me, because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. And ultimately, although we didn't really do much in the offseason, except retaining our offensive coordinator and our defensive coordinator, in addition to signing Dante Fowler and signing James Washington after we traded Amari Cooper for practically nothing, it seemed like the only big headline that the Dallas Cowboys were making is the fact that Jerry Jones is willing to trade up in one of the deepest NFL drafts in recent memory. So for the most part, things have been quiet from the Dallas Cowboys front, and I was just waiting for the NFL draft. Until, unfortunately, we got some absolutely horrific news. So if you guys don't know who Kelvin Joseph is, he's an individual that the Dallas Cowboys drafted last year with their second-round pick, over the likes of Asante Samuel Jr. And to his credit, he's actually pretty good. In the 10 games he's played, he's had 12 solo tackles, he's had 15 targets, and he's only allowed 7 receptions. His overall PFF grade as a result of this is a grade of a 71.2, which is pretty above average, especially if it's your first year in the NFL. Needless to say, I think this is an individual that could potentially break out this season, considering what Dan Quinn was able to do with Micah Parsons, and considering the fact that Dan Quinn has had a history of really getting the most out of his defensive backs. Now, obviously, this could just be a hopeful Cowboys fan speculating about a second-round draft pick, but so far in the limited action that we've seen Kelvin Joseph in, he's been pretty solid. He's most notably known for being drafted 3 picks ahead of Asante Samuel Jr., which personally I really don't understand why whenever a junior is available, teams don't pounce on him immediately. I mean, you had Patrick Surtain from last year, whose father was pretty damn good in the NFL, and now you have Asante Samuel Jr., whose father also was pretty good in the NFL as well. I don't understand why you pass on these prospects, but I digress. The reason why I'm talking about Kelvin Joseph to begin with is because according to Ari Meirov, Kelvin Joseph might be in trouble and might be a suspect in a shooting. Yes, according to Ari Meirov, Dallas police want to speak with Dallas Cowboys cornerback Kelvin Joseph as a person of interest in the murder of a 20-year-old man last month. Joseph, a second-round pick last year, was at a bar when a fight broke out. Shots were fired outside after the fight broke up. So I'm not going to assume anything, man, because I've seen this storyline, unfortunately, a decent amount of times in the NFL. Not so much NFL players being involved in shootings, but NFL players that have been given this tremendous opportunity to set their families up for generational wealth if they just lock in and focus on football and make sure they don't get themselves in trouble or do something stupid like, I don't know, killing someone. I'm looking at you, Ray Caruth. I'm looking at you, Henry Ruggs. I'm looking at you. What's his name? Oh, come on, I know his name. Oh yeah, don't include that in the video.
You're not the boss of me!
I'm looking at you, Damon Arnett. You have the potential to set your family up for life and your bloodline up for many, many generations to come. So Ari Meirov says that the Dallas Cowboys have encouraged Joseph to speak with the police about what he knows. The team believes that he was not the shooter. Based upon the language we're getting from this, I'm hoping that he wasn't the shooter because that would be very, very tragic. But the article from ESPN had this to say about it, and the Dallas Cowboys gave a statement as well. Sources: police seek to speak with Dallas Cowboys Kelvin Joseph in connection to fatal shooting. So the article opens up by saying police want to speak with Dallas Cowboys cornerback Kelvin Joseph in connection with a shooting death last month in the lower Greenville section of Dallas, sources said on Thursday. Cameron Ray, who was 20 years old, was fatally shot after a March 18th altercation with a group of individuals that appeared to include Joseph, a second-round pick of the Dallas Cowboys last year. First of all, man, I want to send my condolences to Cameron Ray's family. 20 years old is so freaking young to lose your life. I mean, we just had Dwayne Haskins pass away this past week, and he was 24 years old. It's really sad when we find out that these individuals are dying prematurely. Cameron Ray was someone's son, and I have tremendous empathy for what his family's going through, and I hope his memory remains a blessing to his entire family. So the article continues saying, in video footage obtained by KDFW TV in Dallas, one of those involved in the altercation was wearing a YKDV necklace. Joseph goes by the rap name YKDV Bossman Fat. Oh man, so they found a piece of jewelry that links Kelvin Joseph to the shooting. It seems like there's more supporting evidence that Kelvin Joseph might be involved, as more footage goes on to show shots coming from an SUV as Ray and his friends walk to their vehicle after the altercation. Detective Tanya McDaniel told KDFW that Ray and three friends were in Dallas for a weekend and that they were not responsible for the incident that preceded the shooting. Police have been working to identify the group seen in the surveillance video, including the man wearing the YKDV necklace. So it's not looking good for Kelvin Joseph. I mean, this could be a coincidence, but at the same time, what are the odds that this is a coincidence if you're a Dallas Cowboys cornerback and the shooting occurred in Dallas and you have a nickname that goes YKDV and you're wearing a YKDV necklace? I don't know what that abbreviation stands for. If anyone does know, let me know in the comment section down below. The Dallas Cowboys also issued a statement on the situation, and this is via Mike Garafolo, saying that the Dallas Cowboys are aware of the tragic incident that occurred in Dallas on March 18th. First and foremost, our hearts go out to Mr. Ray's family and loved ones. The organization is aware of Kelvin Joseph's possible connection to this incident. We are in contact with Dallas law enforcement and have alerted the NFL office. We have no further comment at this time. So we're gonna keep an eye on this story. I can only hope that Kelvin Joseph didn't do something so stupid as to throw his life away and end someone's life, but I don't know Kelvin Joseph personally. I don't know what caused the altercation. We're gonna keep an eye on this story. Make sure you subscribe and turn on our notifications so you could be up to date when the next part of the story comes out. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.